In this new series, we are asking some of the basic questions surrounding Christianity. We started with trying to refute the claim that Christianity is just boring, untrue, and irrelevant. And then last week, we were focused more specifically on the question, is there reason to believe that Jesus is God? And concluded last week by saying, yes, it's clear that he claimed to be God. Of course, that doesn't prove that he was God. Anybody can claim anything. I could claim to be, a great athlete. Anybody can claim anything. The question is there any support for this claim? So I want to set before you, very briefly, 5 categories of evidence that Jesus is who he claimed to be. Number 1, there's what he taught, which sort of consistently gets recognized as being among the greatest teachings of all time by anyone. Many would say that Christ's teachings, both his words and actually his example, are without peer. Just about anybody and everybody would list him among the top 4 or 5 moral revolutionaries in the world. His suggestion that we love our neighbor, and that we love our enemy, and that we turn the other cheek. All of these things, right? These are the words that are the foundation of Western civilization, and they're the kind of words you would expect God to say. Category number 2 is what he did. He's the most extraordinary person ever. Can you imagine hanging out with Jesus, going to a party and watching him turn water into a wine? Seeing him reach out in a hospital and heal the people that are there, sick. Seeing him do all this while hanging out with sort of the least and the lost and caring for them. Going to a funeral with him and seeing him raise the person who's there, that everybody is there to mourn, and having him bring that person back to life. There's just nobody who lived the life that Jesus lived. Category number 3, there's his character, which has consistently impressed people. Even those that don't think he's God will say, well, he was a remarkably good and noble and caring and kind person. He is, Time magazine said, he is, quote, the most persistent symbol of purity, selflessness, and love in the history of Western humanity. And by the way, he keeps up this character while he's being tortured. He's been whipped and beaten. He's hanging on a cross. And his prayer is, Father, forgive them for what they are doing. So Dostoevsky described Jesus as being infinitely beautiful. Could such a person really be evil and unbalanced? Or is it possible that they are God? Category number 4 is all the evidence or all the gravitas that comes from the fact that Jesus fulfills the prophecies that have been established over the last 1,000 years before he was born. Close to 300 different prophecies. And I know the typical complaint suggestion is, well, he just saw what they were and he went out and fulfilled them. But most of them were not the kinds of things that anyone could fulfill. They're the kinds of things that you do not have control over, but he did them. And the odds of this are absolutely staggering. And then finally, the 5th piece of evidence, which is in some ways the most important, he rose from the dead, which is the cornerstone of the Christian faith. It's the empty tomb. It's the fact that there was nobody there. The body is gone. And there's been lots of theories about what happened to the body, that he didn't die, he just swooned. Well, I think Mel Gibson's film The Passion sort of puts rest to that. There's the idea that they were all going to the wrong tomb. There's the idea that the disciples stole the body. All these things break down. Whatever happened, it's pretty clear when you look at the lives the disciples lead after the resurrection, after the empty tomb. It's quite clear they didn't steal the body. They believe that Christ rose from the dead. So, Jesus claims to be God, and there are good reasons to think that his claim was true. Have a good day.